The streamer Destiny, real name Steven Kenneth Bonnell II. What an incredible name, right? He is a pedophile. Pedophile meaning someone who is clearly attracted to children. Children, in this case, meaning people under the age of 18 years old. Mr. Steven Bonnell II has very clearly enunciated his sexual attraction to minors on many occasions that we are going to be going over here, which allows us to form an informed conclusion that he is a pedophile. It's time to make the Destiny pedophilia compilation, folks. That's what we're here for. So what do we even start with here? There's just so many clips and like chat logs of him just sort of openly like admitting this sort of stuff about himself. In this clip right here, he just openly expressed his sexual attraction to a 15-year-old child who had apparently sent explicit images to him, and he talks about how much difficulty he had turning her down because he found her really hot, which, to be clear, makes him a pedophile, because if you're attracted to a child, a 15-year-old, you are a pedophile. Let's listen to this.
So what is the admitting to jerking off to 15-year-olds then? What is that in relation to?
I never admitted to jerking off. I think I just said like this, I think the log is something like this 15-year-old chick was trying to send me, or was sending me pictures of herself and she was hot as fuck. It's like really hard to like turn down some of these people. I think
Wait, how old was she?
She said she was 15.
Pretty self-explanatory, right? This man just outright said that he found a 15-year-old hot, meaning he's sexually attracted to her, meaning he's a pedophile. Here's a clip of Destiny being shocked that people consider him to be a pedophile because he said that he finds a 15-year-old hot.
Because I shared a picture of a chick that I said, look at this hot jail.
Not just that, he shared the picture of her. Oh man, it's worse than I remembered. He shared the picture of her. He like shared it with his friends and he was like, hey guys, check out how hot this 15-year-old is. Okay.
Because I shared a picture of a chick that I said, look at this hot jailbait, that makes me a pedophile? Because he's
shocked at that idea, right? He's shocked at it. He then defended this later, and he talked about how he's defended this on multiple occasions. Like, this was apparently like not his first rodeo with defending sexual attraction to children.
This is probably the worst one that you could look at. There's not really much of a defense here. I mean, basically the claim that I made in the pay spin was that when you're a professional gamer, there's a lot of fucking girls that are hitting on you. It's insane. And the scariest part is the underage chicks that hit on you. I mean, it was a pretty brutally honest conversation, but I mean, I'll back up everything I said in that conversation. It's pretty fucking hard. If you're in your fucking early 20s or some shit and you've got these late fucking teeny boppers that are sending you, these crazy pictures and whatnot, like, not necessarily nude pictures either. To my knowledge, I haven't received nude pictures of an underage person.
He has, by the way. We'll get into that in a bit.
Although, I guess it's theoretically possible. I don't know. I've never knowingly traded pictures with an underage person. But
yes, you have. Yes, he has. He has.
If you have like a relatively attractive 15, 16, 17-year-old and you're like in your early 20s, like, yeah, that can be a pretty mindfucky experience.
I don't know, man. That sounds like you're a pedophile to me. So this is a chat log of Destiny, but like Destiny talking about looking at pictures of children and arguing that he's not a pedophile, he's an ephebophile. He said, to say that someone who's 30 and who sees a 14-year-old, he wrote that he liked a 14-year-old's what he called nice tits and ass. And he said that calling him a pedophile because of that means you have no idea what you're fucking talking about. A 14-year-old's, quote, nice tits and ass. That's what he said. That's what this man said about a 14-year-old. Now, here, I originally thought this was a chat with a 19-year-old. This was actually a chat with a 17-year-old. So this is a chat with the person, Rose, who Destiny leaked all of that revenge porn that he took of people to, and Rose subsequently shared that revenge porn with many other people. And he shared all that revenge porn with Rose without the permission of any of the people who were in it. So this is a conversation that he had with her. She was 17 at the time, not 19. And he like talked about, sending her pictures of cum shots. And he asked his 17-year-old how she feels about age play stuff, meaning pretending to be even younger than she already was for his sexual gratification. So this is someone who is clearly sexually attracted to children to the point that he wants a child who's already a child to act like an even younger child for him so that he can get off to it. So the reason why we know that Rose very clearly was under the age of 18 is because Rose was like doing online sex work, like selling porn of herself. But she was not on any of the actual platforms where people do that normally, like OnlyFans and whatever else there is. because those platforms have age verification to make sure you're over 18, so she couldn't get on there. So what she was doing instead was she was like selling her pictures, I believe on Twitter, from what I've been told, and she would like have people pay for them by an account that was in someone else's name, like a Venmo or something like that was in someone else's name, who was an adult, who was apparently like her online boyfriend at the time. So it's very clear that she was not 18, otherwise there's no reason that she would be doing that. So Destiny was both sending and receiving. Like, he was sending revenge porn to this minor. That's a crime in of itself, both because it's a revenge porn and because it's a minor receiving it. But he was also receiving illegal pornography of a minor from her. And Destiny has claimed that he himself is a victim in the whole revenge porn thing, where he shared a ton of revenge porn of people who never consented to having it shared with anyone else. But you have to, ask questions like, why doesn't he go after the person who supposedly victimized him by sharing this then? And the reason for that is because it would reveal that she was 17 years old, and he would be in a whole lot more trouble than he's already in legally regarding all this gross, disgusting shit that he did. So there's that too. You can see here Destiny sharing pictures of a 15-year-old in his little chat here with his friends, who I guess all like share pictures of girls they go out with or talk to or whatever the fuck this was. I don't know what this is, but don't need to know what it is to see what's going on here. He says, dude, she's 15. She sent me pictures. That made it so hard to say no. And then he shares the pictures in the chat. And his friends are like, what the fuck? She's huge. They hear that it's a 15-year-old and they're like, pics, please. These are basically the Epstein files. Like, this is what I would imagine the Epstein files would be like. There's also this pretty horrid clip in which Destiny talks about how he was part of like a supposed stream trolling group that apparently got a very young little boy to show his genitals on stream for them, and he talks about it like it's funny or something.
We went around from fucking channel to channel, like fucking around. Like, it was just horrible shit. We went to this channel with this fucking, like, this kid was like 8 years old, and he was fucking broing out with everybody.
Okay, you intentionally went to the channel of an 8-year-old. That's pretty weird already, but what next?
In this chat, for whatever fucking reason, this kid decides to fucking take his pants off and fucking wiggle his 8-year-old dick on stream. I can't even believe it. Oh my fucking god. It was like, I didn't even know, like, we were on Skype, we were like, holy shit. Like, we had to do like a double take because we didn't even fucking know, like, what the fuck was on. Like, we were looking at like an 8-year-old dick, like, on the fucking screen. And his fucking brother, we called him Captain Push-Ups, would like come in the room. And this guy was like fucking 14 years old. He had his shirt off and he was like this, like watching this stream the entire time and shit. Oh my god.
Totally normal behavior for adults to be engaging in, right? Destiny once also admitted that he was just going to what he called a crazy island to hang out with 14-year-olds. And he said, it's totally legal to do this there because the age of consent there is 9. Very interesting. I'd just like to note that Destiny and his community, like, constantly accuse other people of being, like, child sex criminals. They just make that up about them when he's on video and in his own, like, chat logs just saying this stuff openly all the time. The revenge porn scandal is just the tip of the iceberg. Because that's just like what he's admitted to, what he's like openly being sued for and stuff. But there's so much other stuff here that is so bad that he doesn't want to get out there. He really doesn't want people talking about it. That's why Destiny started blocking me, by the way, because I started talking about this stuff. Same reason why Vorsh stopped talking about me. Now, I had a interesting encounter with a Vorsh fan a couple of years ago. This was like during the era where Vorsh would like very weirdly have arguments about child pornography all the time and like the ethics of child pornography. Very fucking weird shit to be engaging in. And I talked to like this Vorsh fan, and it was crazy. It was genuinely funny because like this guy was like, he was like coming onto my stream to like, I don't even remember what it was. It was like prove that to me that Vorsh isn't a pedophile or something. And he ended up arguing for ethical child porn using what he called the Destiny argument. And this is very relevant here because what I'm going to show you after I show you this clip, don't worry.
So I think there's a distinction to be made between the possession of child porn right? And the distribution of child porn, right? So I don't know if you're familiar with like the Destiny's argument, right? This is
The Destiny's argument. I love the way he says that. It's like, are you familiar with Occam's razor? But the Destiny's argument, for them, this is like a named rhetorical tool, or like argumentative tool, or whatever the fuck you call it, sort of thing. Like the Destiny's argument. What a moment in internet history this was.
kind of goes into the branching of the
I would
Destiny's
prefer
argument.
it if you would cite non-streamers when like the Destiny's argument. That is a really funny phrase.
Hold on, I cited
What is this,
streamers
like
because
Occam's razor, but for the
well,
modern era?
I cited streamers because
The Destiny's argument.
I think we would know both examples, right? Like, because they're both public figures. But if you don't want me to, I can repeat that argument, right?
Has Destiny
So-
also argued against child porn being illegal? That would be really funny.
No. So the problem, right, is that there's a distinction to be made between the possession and the distribution of child porn, right? So in philosophy, we can
In philosophy, is this really what philosophers do? They just sit around talking about like legal child porn all day? What was the Destiny's argument? I think I vaguely remember it. Here was Destiny's argument. Okay.
So this is the hypothetical Destiny's argument.
This is not hypothetical. I'm talking about real things.
Listen to me. Just listen. You don't listen, okay? So
Oh my God.
let's say that we get permission from adults who had child porn made of them in the 80s or whatever, right? And then with their permission,
This is the funniest thing I've ever said. They're not giving permission.
we used like old. Hold on. Well, let's say that they did.
You
right? This is
can't
hypothetical, right?
you
Let's say
can't
that
sign
they
a
did.
contract
Can
30
I
years
just
later that
finish?
says,
Can I just finish?
this was all okay.
Let me just finish, okay? Let me just
Consensual
finish,
child
and then you can
pornography. You're
respond.
trying to make...
Okay.
This is ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my... So that's the Destiny's argument. Like, what if, say, someone made child sexual abuse material of you, and then 30 years later you signed a waiver that, like, retroactively made it okay? That's the Destiny's argument. And now they call this ethical child porn, right? In Destiny's community, this is known as ethical child porn. And Destiny's community is now full of people who cite this argument as proof that child porn can supposedly be ethical. Like, this is just a short selection of screenshots of people referencing Destiny's ethical child porn argument in his Discord server. Oh my God, I've totally forgot about the rest of these images here. This is a deleted video from Destiny's channel where he talks with all the greatest people, like Infrared has, Brittany Venti, I don't know who that is, but I hope that they argued against this. Lauren Southern, Stardust, that's the oh my God person, about ethical CP. This is an archive of that. Amazing, right? Here is Destiny, a screen cap from Destiny's stream where he created an illustrative image of the potential Goldilocks zone that could possibly create ethical child porn. Here is Vorsh stating his approval of this argument. This is where Vorsh got his start, from Destiny's Discord, where he had riveting discussions with Destiny and his other Destiny fans about Destiny's position on CP, as shown here. So the streamer Destiny, real name Steven Kenneth Bonnell II, is pretty unambiguously a pedophile. It's just totally obvious. The evidence is very clear. He is sexually attracted to minors as young as 14 from just the evidence that we went over, possibly even younger. He should be locked up. He should absolutely be locked up as soon as possible. You know, he hasn't just committed sex crimes like distribution of revenge porn against adults. He also is clearly attracted to children. And on at least one occasion, we know that he has engaged in criminal activity with a 17-year-old. But even just off what we know that he said, he is dangerous. He is an absolutely dangerous criminal predator. And it is incredibly wild that him and others around him accuse others of this sort of thing when they do it for real, and they've openly talked about it on their fucking streams for like a fucking decade or more. It's unbelievable, the level of projection that comes from these pedos.